I forgot my mic was muted. Whoops. Whoops. Like I was saying while my mic was muted here, so tragically, I forgot to check that before starting, but I had my mic muted. We got fucking sent down a trash chute last time. Makoto nearly fucking died. We are currently in a trash pit. Yep. And we got the fucking upbeat music apparently. I don't remember if I talked with you or not. So, Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Hello! Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind I would never part with. It can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
That's right. You should be able to use it on that door. Yeah, you're not necessarily late. Just on that door. Hey, Kyoko. We can use that key of yours to open the store, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Go check out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then, click. Yes, it opened.
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. You got a speedy freeze, lucky bastard. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6! Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. Yes, the final chapter! There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Hey, at least Makoto went first and he doesn't have to worry about looking up Kyoko's skirt, at the very least. That's a lot of ultimates, yeah. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. I climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. Wait, how did they get in the... They got in the trash. Okay, so, during the class trial, there's two endings. So one was Kyoko died, which was the bad ending, which I also got last stream. Then the quote-unquote good ending, I guess you could say, where Makoto died. Quote-unquote died, but Alter Ego saved him. So he didn't die, he just fell into the trash pit. And Kyoko threw herself down into the trash pit in a trash bag, I'm assuming to save Makoto. It was like, I don't remember how many days passed went between Makoto falling down there and Kyoko falling down. Not falling, but coming down, but yeah. Something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There's a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. The family's always seen it that way. And is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So,
Right.
because we take pride in it. Right?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort.
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and what we do, and what we do, we must do, and we do what we must to protect it. Oh my lord. My brain did not want to comprehend that sentence, apparently. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However,
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Fun fact, the last remaining descendant of the Kirigiri line is one Dick Gumshoe. He continues the Kirigiri line of detective excellence. Yeah. Yes, obviously. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
what?
Reconnect. I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You'd have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my
However,
father about. There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him, face to face. I have a boyfriend. What is it?
So,
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? Last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future. But he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him. If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expressions. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. There's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So,
the way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However,
Oh, his character, yeah, it is character development, quite. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow. That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family? To just cut him out like that? Our only connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul?
Hey.
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul? I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Well, now you're a big girl abandoned by your... Yes, she is now a big girl abandoned by her father. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I didn't know how long, finally reached the top. That must have been an exhausting ladder climb. God damn. Must have been really fucking exhausting. Looks like this is it. On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back. Right. Remember, the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. Nothing will change that fact. Fatherless, yeah. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Oh, here goes nothing. It's my right hand up and pushed against the latch. That's not how I would have expected that to sound opening, but alright. That hatch opened with ease, and so... I would have also died climbing that ladder. I probably would have, like, been climbing the ladder and either gotten exhausted and fell off, or, like, missed a ring on the ladder and just fucking fell and ate shit and died. So... here we are. Looks like we're back! We're back, baby! I can't believe how long that level was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of air. Now we're back in Hope's Peak together. Oh, fucking damn. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, what do we do? Well, I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, then I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Oh, wait, that's...
However...
try to hide? It's only a matter of time till we find out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Yeah, fucking, I don't know why, though. So are you saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Yeah, I even took a nap. I slept from, like, what, like 3 or 4-ish until, like, essentially 8, I think, like, 8 o'clock here. So I don't know why though. So I regret that. Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't.
Because...
breathe more, lol, yeah. Because the mastermind is the only one that's ensnared. Mastermind is ensnared? Said, damn. You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So,
Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Murkuro's death. There's a moment when where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it better be for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in
Shall
the
we
gym.
go?
Let's get going. Alrighty. Leave. I wonder. It would be. I'm just gonna use our magical wizard's powers to teleport to the gym. Our magical wizard powers. Just fucking teleport straight to the gym.
Well now, well now, well now,
Hey,
well
hey, hey, Kyoko, I don't mind so much.
I
But
don't
Makoto's supposed to be
believe it!
dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You're supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you
Shing!
do? The guilty parties exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again! And this time I won't leave anything to chance.
Right.
Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
now, if
Feels like she doesn't even hear you. Sometimes she just continues talking, yeah. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to
in
kill
other
me.
words,
I was supposed to be chosen as the blackened and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
Oh, when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. As a result of the trial, the trial weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that. In that position, one person would protect another like
Right.
that. In response to that unexpected development,
indeed,
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and tried to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated by a threat, was a threat to you as well.
however,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Murkuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game, saying that blackened is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, alright?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? Yeah, we'll just say it's a. We'll just go with that, Monokuma. Can you just like kill everyone off at this point? Make such a bold claim without a shred of
that
evidence.
doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now. But with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth.
Boom, boom!
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he would never have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. Leave it to, yeah, let's just leave it to a coin toss. Heads, you die. Tails, you also die. You're dying no matter what, but you know, just to see what it's gonna be. You would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
However,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the
Hope's a
heck?
fool's game! That's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
Indeed.
Imagine what everyone. Why the fucking like? Why this music? Why this doesn't fit the fucking scene? Nothing is getting like resolved here. The fuck game. Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to
New
me.
World Order is a banger. I mean, I'm not gonna like. I'm not disagreeing that it's not a banger. It's just it doesn't really fit. Despair could never kill a hope.
Hey,
Of course. You can say we're wrong. We're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. She's speaking facts. Let her cook. I don't want to let her cook, alright? No. You have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. Monokuma's seething with rage. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Murkrow's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown.
It's time.
One final
it's time-
battle between hope and despair.
Oh, cool, Kyoko.
Hey.
Cool. Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, the fact he's getting angry is enough to show he's guilty. Exactly! This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Murkrow's killer. Of the mastermind themselves! But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Silence. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Very.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up with a little. So time for bear jokes. Now what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a
In
climax.
other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'd be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? Yeah, the whole 3 viewers that's currently watching, and it would cause you unbearable despair, right? That I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Or your hope went out, or my despair claim victory.
I can barely
Let's have
contain
one final
myself!
grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
This is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a
You
bit.
guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If
I can barely
then
contain
that'll be enough
myself!
to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
One more bear pun, we will kill Monokuma. God, fucking, I hope so. That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. Okay. If you can claw your way to the truth of Murkrow's death and solve the mysteries of this
You
school,
guys!
then you win! But if you can't do all that, We all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement when you learn the whole truth. What kind of despair will you show me? You're turning against Mono-chan, or as excited as you are, I'm
Listen
sure.
to me.
When we uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out!
Hey,
Neither can I, but you know, it's turning out this way. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Isn't that what the main characters are doing right now? Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is
What's
held.
wrong?
I remember that. For sure. So what?
hey,
I just wanted to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Murkrow is no exception to that. Huh? Murkrow's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Murkrow, what if the headmaster is just a secret 17th student, or like a previous student from a previous murder, not murder thing, but previous murder, killing game? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? So someone else killed. Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm
done talking.
angry.
Got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Oh, okay. I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. Yep. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. Interesting. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. What's up? Overall, things turned out better that way. What's up, Sunfire? Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of
however,
you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. Check if we have any more tissues, please. If so, bring some down. I don't think we do, but I'll go check real quick. Alright, BRB guys. Okay, I'm back. Very interesting conversation we're having here in chat. I'm not sure if I read this. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
So,
They had no choice but to accept.
because
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard. So when was it? When was it that the mastermind let their guard down? I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? He said that they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that. And when did you think... oh god. And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable. Yeah, that is fair enough. I wouldn't really want to work with a family member either, especially one that you don't get along with very well. You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
however,
And yet, somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. Reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
it would seem
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. They gotta they gotta fund their projects, yeah. I mean, they gotta find the fundings, they gotta get the funds somehow. That means finding some random 16 students that are the ultimates of whatever their category, and you know, having them murder each other until only one stands. That'd be candy. Yeah, ad revenue is great, yeah. Squid Game proved that there's a market for this. Yeah, true. Squid Game did. This is just a glorified Mr. Beast video. What did you? It fell underneath the desk. Your right hand side fell underneath the desk. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just a fucking glorified Mr. Beast video. I still can't believe that Mr. Beast made a Squid Game video. I still find that fucked. Some YouTube channels like Mr. Beast and whatnot, it's just so... Why? Things as nobody would have killed anyone.
in other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point? I can't believe he made a Willy Wonka. Yeah, I can't believe he made a fucking Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory video. Today, I kidnapped 16 high school students and forced them to kill each other for $1 million. Yeah, that seems like that'd be like a fucking Mr. Beast video title. Yeah, he made a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory video. Yeah, I haven't fucking watched it. I haven't watched a lot of his. Make it 1 trillion. Yeah, he fucking did. Didn't he get like sued or something off of that? I think he got in trouble. I think right now his most recent video was like curing. It was either like 1,000, like 10,000 people of blindness, so like they see for the first time. It was these titles, he's just going more and more fucking absurd with the shit he's doing. And he's making fucking a shit ton of money for it too, like that's $1 trillion. You could literally buy just about anything for $1 trillion. Alright, prove a point. The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. At their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. He gives a lot of it away though. Yeah, he does. He either, according to him, he puts all the money on the videos. Yeah, he puts. I think he had like an interview with like the IRS or some shit. I know he did like a podcast or some shit a while ago, where he himself is essentially broke, because he just puts any money that he's making into the videos that he's making or like charities. So it's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That the group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that really their own reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must have made you. And yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has to be more particular than is reasonable without their own regulations. If their mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter. Okay, so like, I feel like it would be kind of hard though to like take over all the like fucking frequencies and whatnot, and not like ensue mass panic to everyone worldwide. More billionaires gave them out of money Mr. Beast did would be, I don't really think we'd be in a better place. It'd just be more struggle, honestly. Like, I don't see how the mastermind or whoever the fuck is running this murder game here would have been able to take over the airwaves, all the fucking frequencies, and like everyone's just perfectly fine, you know, there's not mass panic ensuing.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. Yeah. They just have a Disney sponsorship. It's been, oh my god. That's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. I fucking forgot about how Junko died. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So, instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. God, I wish I could discuss this without the risk of spoiling. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. Then they made me out to be the killer. Even that didn't
It's
work.
true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, their mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when the fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, their mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
I'm Monokuma and you're watching Disney Channel, yeah. And that's how we got Suit Evan out of existence, boys. It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they'd violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge.
However,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got this chance. Because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Proceeds to draw Disney logo, yeah. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest
Wrong.
clue. In the end, though, you couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
whew,
Very poorly, yeah. Oh, excuse me. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least. I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, representing a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiating and persuasion, you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. I heard the actors that draw the logo take like hour-long classes with the logo and how to draw it. Yeah. Oh, completely off topic to what's currently happening in chat, but one of the I don't remember who the voice actor was, but one of the voice actors for Danganronpa actually recently passed away. Yeah. I don't remember who or who they voice acted, but one of them did pass away. Plus, if I had shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you. I already read that. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
however,
I don't remember which one. Oh, okay, gotcha. We haven't gotten to the second game yet, so. Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. Yeah, I know. We'll meet her later. Maybe this weekend. Maybe we'll meet her this weekend, actually, since we have an extended weekend. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win!
Hey,
Before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True. Now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Hopefully, yeah. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh? Anyway, right now we have to go find
Shall
the
we
others.
go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? I suppose so. Our real enemy is Toko. Yeah, that is our real enemy. Alright guys, instead of doing that, let's go gamble our life savings away. How about that? I can't believe I got a fucking double lucky last time, too. Yes, give it a shot. How many coins do I have? 178. Alright, let's make sure we don't get a repeat. So let's, like, throw in 38 coins. We get, I think we already have that. I could be wrong, though. Alright, let's throw 20 more at it. That I know we don't have. Is that like a broth or something? That fucking looks like. I wonder what the odds of getting like a double lucky is there. That's a new item. I don't think that's a new item. Nope, lucky. baseball. Alright, and one more time. Actually, just so we have a nice coin count. Really rare, probably, yeah. A golden gun, just so we have a nice coin count. Probably gonna go wrong button. Also wrong button. Presents. Okay, I've read that. I have not read this. A herbal tea, rose hip tea. A herbal tea said to promote beauty and wellness. You can somehow sense its sensual elegance. Sea salt, potato chips. Royal curry. A curry pack made for kids. It's made with expensive, high-quality ingredients you wouldn't expect from a kid's food. Interesting. Bird seed. I think I've read those. I think I've read this. A limited edition shirt featuring legendary punk rock Jimmy Decay. Only 100 were ever made. Damn. I fucking forgot about the hand bra. Quality, tumbleweed. No, this was a new thing. Muramasa, the strongest weapon ever made. It's great for dungeon diving and lets you warp through walls. Of course, it doesn't actually exist in this reality, so it's made for royal kids, yeah. I think that was the only other new. Mr. Fastball, a baseball-shaped velocity measurement machine. Throw it to measure your speed, but don't throw it at the wall. Hell else am I? This was a new item. Azura's here. No, we've had this. I gave it to what's his face though. Tips and Tips. A thick book that has hints and codes for every game ever released. A must-have for each true gaming fanatic. I think we've read everything else that I can remember. Alright, let's actually go talk with people now and not gamble our money away. That would be this way. If only he familiar here, you could give him that book, yeah. So we need let's see here. Bayaka. This is Bayaka's room. Is he inside? Knock knock. Knock knock!
Hey.
I don't think he's here. Come on, you keep looking. Don't go. Do we really have to? Even he's better off dead. I'm not disagreeing. I do miss roasting him though. Who says we can't stop roasting him in his afterlife? I mean, he's probably, well, I can't say he's probably rolling around in his grave because he's so fucking fat he barely fits in the goddamn coffin. Not much room to roll around if you're fucking essentially having to, your like body is like shaping to the coffin. Do we really have to do we really have to talk with Toko? Can we just like skip over Toko and can we? This is Toko's room. Is she inside? I hope not. Knock knock. Knock knock.
Hey.
Don't think she's here. Come on. Celeste, Shihiro. Tina's room. Knock knock. Knock knock.
Hey.
Who else is still fucking alive? I think everyone else is dead. Oh no, he's still alive. This is Hero's room. Knock knock! Knock knock!
Hey.
Not home. God, it's fucking Hero's room. Alright, worth a try. Okay, in the coffin he in a piano crate. Even that doesn't have on it, it won't fit, yeah. Okay. Will the map tell me where everyone is, or is it also not going to tell me where everyone is? I have to actually go out and look for them. I actually have to go. Can we, like, unlock stuff now with that key, or is it still locked? It's really not going to open? Okay. That's unfortunate. You would think that, you know, the key that opens all the doors could open even, you know, those gates, but apparently not. Okay. Let us go to the second floor. Watch, just everyone's fucking dead now. I'd bet the cafeteria. Yeah, you know, that's a good idea. You're smart. That's Monokuma's room. I don't want to be going in there. It's hunting season for the high schoolers, yeah. No. And suddenly we're out with. Oh, it's Monokuma! You again. 301.2.1.255. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional stability reached its limits. Oh my lord. I think Monokuma needs a software update. I think we need to reset Monokuma, guys. I think he's bugging out a wee bit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. Monokuma.exe crashed. Yeah, I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
is that
Oh god.
Makoto?
No! It is in fact not Makoto! It is a fucking ghost!
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
What is it?
You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Yep.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not
No,
a ghost,
I'm a ghost
right?
hero. I'm about to go boo and just scare the fuck out of all you. About to just walk through a wall, no clip through it. Everyone was there. My friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up. Aw, fucking
What?
cry, baby. Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. That's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up. Ugh, you stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling you!
Rotten physically, mentally, everywhere you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. Get me out of here. Can we kill Toko? Can we all agree to kill Toko? I'll take the blame for it. Can we just all kill Toko? Possess hero with your ghost abilities, yeah. So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured out since the trial was over, we'd have access to new places again. And? No dice. All the rooms that were locked before, are still locked. And there weren't any new areas? Then, where can we go to find new ones? I mean, we have a key that can unlock all the doors. Still can't believe you survived. No, blame Balon, bitch. We'll just kill both of them, how about that? Yeah, me either. You realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. She'll enjoy that, yeah. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Yo,
Makoto! What was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the
You
spirit
know?
world. Didn't you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Cleopatra?
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in any extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened
Yes.
in Monokuma. Explain? Explain what? Okay, he's sniffling his fingers again, yeah. Blonde bitch be the ultimate despair? That's possible. But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches
It's
you?
true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial.
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial. What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Murkuro?
That's right.
Sorry, Mercury, not Murkuro. Mercury. That's right. It was on an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop
However,
it. But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
Spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, was a clear violation of the school regulations. The rule states that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. The mastermind agreed? Does that mean he really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the beginning of the last trial, when you said, "Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared." That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. So, knowing all this, what are we gonna do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Murkuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. There's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery. But we've been looking around all this time. We still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
Probably guessing already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone? Yes, everyone.
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. Fine living here forever with Master. I mean, I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, to the point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In
Interesting.
other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I would say. I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they killed Murkuro and all those school's mysteries. It's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe. But this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all these mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? That's a very polarizing approach. I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but... This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. The only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, didn't he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the only one who killed Murkrow, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Murkrow, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like
in
that.
other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is there were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Murkrow, and you get 16. So the mastermind would have been one of us, one of them. And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
What?
You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
The mastermind is, in fact, one of us. Whether you like it or not, you can't be serious. Wait, you can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse
Indeed.
us. I doubt it though. Certainly a possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind and one of us is also a possibility. That is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair. So they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, it'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. I mean, I can kind of get behind, you know, him being like an autopilot kind of thing, but Monokuma is obviously just a sentient AI. Your bets for the ultimate despair's blonde bitch, oi, Tokyo Kyoko. Then maybe Monokuma was, yep. In that case, there's no way he could have all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if I directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still. Ding dong bing bong.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but
It's Monokuma.
at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every
Woot.
room in the school.
Woot woot.
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Oh, how am I gonna segment this? Or am I just gonna finish it all in one go? How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
that's fine.
Time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyways.
In the name of my
Yes,
family.
he unlocked all the doors. Well, I mean, obviously except for the main door. At this point, I can rely only on myself. On the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
You were switching laundry over, yeah. Yeah, he unlocked all the doors. Well then, after making his final statement, Baika left the dining hall. Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do ya blame him? But Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. Good question. The ultimate affluent progeny. Whatever the hell that means. You're totally useless. So, bye. That Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. You're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. We use my totally awesome spear power to figure out the mastermind's identity. We don't need to worry about Toko. We're just gonna ignore Toko's existence entirely. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. If you really must know what Toko was, the ultimate writing prodigy and murderous fiend. Rin's really gonna go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not like I don't trust everyone, you know?
'Cause, I mean,
But up until now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless! If you hadn't been here, I would have died! Makoto! That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know you've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So, I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that will help, that'll help us all get out of here. So, yeah, get out of here. God damn. So I'm gonna go off and do it on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, she never said she was useless, just not entirely useful. It's just us two. Indeed. So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right,
However-
Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately, doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need
Correct.
to check. Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. And visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth by any means necessary. That, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. Not time to waste either. I have to begin my search. Still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together! No, you don't. Death is an option. Guess we'll start by taking another look at the Murkrose Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Murkrow Ikusaba, then we know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? For that, I have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Place to the check. Alright. Alright, let's get this going! Do I have access to teleportation now, or am I still Nope, I can teleport now. Alright. Let us go to the biolab first. Work our way down, I say. Interesting. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. Looks like where you would... Those things on the wall there looks like the things you store dead bodies in at like the morgue. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've been seeing a lot of those things lately. Camera. Surprised the surveillance camera. Oh, sorry. Was it different? Surprised the surveillance camera can work with how cold it is in here. Yeah, it's the same. There are icicles hanging from the monitor. Doesn't seem good. Ugh, so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Probably because of the bodies, I'm assuming. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. What on the other side? There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. Ah, that's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge. Storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? Quite possible, actually. I mean, there are 6 things not lit up, so... Just saying. Some kind of weird, yeah. Lights are on, the ones on the left. The right-hand lights are off. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver, and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. Isn't this the instruction manual for the fridge? Oh, looking around, I think I get it. Seems clear to me now. Some kind of makeshift morgue. Biolab secret. Are those lights by each slot? Looks like it's set up so when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on. Which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is... How the hell did Hifumi fit in that? I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Like, how the fuck did Hifumi fit in that? Just a general question. How the fuck did Hifumi fit? Alright, I need to go... need to go back to the garden. Body's not here at the very least. A knight with a hacksaw, yeah. And a bone cutter, yeah. Huh? It's gone. Murkow's body. It's not here. Obviously not. Did it get fucking thrown into the plant? Monokuma flower. Is it true? Does it really eat paper, plastic, and people? Well, I don't think it's related to the case. What do you mean it doesn't? Okay, the chickens are safe. There are still just the 4 chickens left. Honestly, I'd be kind of terrified if there were more than that. Sprinkler's control panel. They're set to turn out at 7:30. shouldn't have been changed. Camera. Oh, I guess I didn't investigate that. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. Better check just to be sure. Nope. Didn't find anything close to a dead body. But if it's not in here either, then it must be... Could it be in the biolab? Corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in here. There's one other thing. That tarp. Tarp played a key role in other case, so better look into it. We're gonna custody of the chickens when we leave host week. I don't know at this point. I'm still hoping for a lawnmower death. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clues behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before. There's a small stamp on one corner of the tarp. It says Biolab. This originally came from the Biolab? Tarp. So I need to... That's all I really need to check here. Alright. Yes, so we kill the mastermind with a lawnmower. So do we need to come back here and check for the body? Is that what it's essentially asking us to do, or...? Some kind of weird machine on the left side. One of the ones. Yep. Lights are off. What did it say about this? Those fridges. What does that mean? Since Murko's body disappeared from the garden, could it be in here? I need to check, but I have no idea how to open this thing. Maybe look at the fucking instruction manual? Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. Oh, for eco-friendly, yep. Uh-huh. 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 Interesting. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Maybe I come back here later on. That's my next best guess, is we just come back here later on. Oh, it's Toko. Oh, Toko, this is where you were.
What do you want?
I am so disgusted. You want me to take... God, I am so disgusted. You want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd find a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything. Not one single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have had to have something, right? There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Give it back. Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Toko.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down. You have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless. Good for nothing. You are good for nothing. You are useless. Nobody's gonna say that. I just said that. Alright. Ask her, Will! I'm not sure I can disagree with her. With that. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why do you want to accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. It's just not gonna let me. Alright. It's just not gonna let me in, alright. Nope, wrong way. Here we go, data center. Oh god, here we go.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto, are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that monitoring the door. So I figured, While the doors in the school had been unlocked, that one should be open too, right? Although, how can I bring myself to it?
I mean,
Because it might explode, right? That'd be really sucks, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess we'll open it. Ah, wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Race over to nearby desks. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Right? Alright, here goes nothing. Threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. It's the Monokuma control room! There's no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was...
huh?
Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. There's some kind of hatch on the floor. Right now I'm looking over with that weird device. What is this device? Looks like some kind of control panel. Is it really over the top though? Like some kind of military installation or something? Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit. So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit? What could that mean?
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Oh, hold on. You can't just, or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. It was already jabbing away at the control panel.
Huh?
Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was on that one. The button that said Data Center. Data Center. Took a good look at the control panel. I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. Just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. Thank God Hifumi is dead, yeah. That must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door. The room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. Probably go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. Thanks, no thanks. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Hey, it's Monokuma. Is that Monokuma? He would be right. Oh my God, he's just standing there, menacingly. He's really just standing there menacingly. Hey! Give me all your donuts. Is that you? What? Oh man, busted. How did you know?
Say what?
Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? You don't even know what you're controlling.
Hello.
Well, oh God. Well, I mean, you can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
Ah, guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push
Too
it.
bad.
Aw, man. Are you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it, and the control panel inside.
Ah.
Whoa, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma. Huh? What do you mean? Well, you were controlling just now. It was Monokuma. Monokuma? What? For real? Yep. Looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. The control panel is Monokuma, yeah. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. This control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right. But if the mastermind's being controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. And if that is true, it's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyways, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but Killing Gang, yeah, I already read that before. It's not Hina, yeah. Then the mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer, really is the 16th student? No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma control room. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay?
I mean...
Oh well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something. I can say it isn't possible. But I really hope it's not true. So like... you're gonna leave soon? There's still a lot of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. Can't just waste all our time standing around here. Okay, you wanna get going? Yeah. And through... No, I wanna... What's wrong, Makoto? No, but... Okay. Fine. Headmasters. Oh, I can't... Okay. Can't even... Alright. Leave. Click. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? Huh? The door is just locked on its own? What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right. It's locked. Why? Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted. Monokuma.
Just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like. It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stop moving. Alrighty. Then,
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So right now, you're being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo.
You're a liar.
That doesn't make any sense. You're just in there. You didn't see anyone. Oh, you didn't, did you? Woohoo! Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? I called it. Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch? No way. The hatch on the floor? Too bad. It was your one big chance, and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyways, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace! He's gone. But,
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, if you think back to when we got locked out of the control room, it proves it for sure. Then, when I said we should leave, well, the hatch couldn't be open from the outside anyway, right? It's not your fault. Oh, okay. Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. There's one thing I'm good at. It's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna go running around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You got me all motivated
You got it.
again. Okay, I'm out. See you later. I'm gonna took off at full sprint. I have to do what I can too. Way forward. So, to this, yep, headmaster's room. Ooh, it's fancy. Lawn benches in here. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto. Sorry. Ah, Makoto. It's you. Oh, Bayaka. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this! It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class number 78, student registry. It contains profiles for all of us. And Murkrow.
So, in other words,
Apparently class number 78 refers to us. Wait, we found out Murkrow's profile in Kyoko's room.
I see.
That's right. So it also mentioned class number 78. That must be where Kyoko got this page. Grab some chips real quick. Since the rest of our profiles are listed in there along with
In other
hers,
words,
there can be no doubt Murkrow was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Murkrow Ikusaba, the 16th student. It must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. Huh? What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. Uneven tearing. The way the paper had been crumpled. She must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. First page? Oh, correct. Murkrow's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
so in other words,
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there is more information about Murkrow that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I
interesting.
don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Baika as I skimmed through the report. Murkrow reappears suddenly, and in the background an entity floats. Close. Close, but just out of reach. The entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Okay. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Murkrow definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair. I need to pay attention to Murkrow's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Despite the I don't know. So despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Murkrow was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But what did that mean? Murkrow and their mastermind were allies? So why would they kill Murkrow? Plus, even the headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Murkrow was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the mastermind is going to get stronger than Murkrow was.
What?
What's wrong with... Hey, damn. What's wrong with Godo, huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within that file you should know. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Even lists her vitals: 31, 22, 52. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot! What I'm trying to tell you is maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... What is he trying to say? There's a chance the body isn't actually Murkrow? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to being Barako's errand boy. I got her profile now. Oh, and one last thing. Bit of advice for me to you, so I just you pay attention. Advice? For me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along. She's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her.
In other words,
Because of that faith might be more than you can afford. Oh, what are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice this time is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. Well, eventually we're gonna have to go back to the bio lab. For the corpse, but actually maybe I can do that now. Let me try and do that. Maybe I can interact with the fucking dead bodies now. Oh, all right. Yeah, we can take a momentary pause. I'll need some of my chips anyway, so. So, do you think Murkrow is actually dead, or? I mean, me personally, I'm starting to think that Murkrow's not dead. But as it goes, Hero's been right. Yeah, Hero's been right this whole time. Yeah, Hero's been right about a ghost this entire time, so. Maybe we'll actually be able to interact with the bodies this time and not just fucking stare at the things aimlessly. Better, everyone is dead except Hero, so that's why he thinks everyone is a ghost. Yeah, there we go. So, Bill, I heard your sister got COVID. That sucks for her. So yeah, we're probably gonna have to do our fucking anti-night, I guess you could call it, another weekend. Which fucking sucks, especially since this weekend's an extended weekend too, so. When's the next extended weekend we have? Do we have? I know we have spring break. But do we have any extended weekends before then? Yeah. It will most likely probably be on a weekend where you're coming when you come over here, so that way you don't have to worry about canceling your plans with going over to like Connors and whatnot. Which, once again, if we don't do it over an extended weekend, it will just be on probably the weekend you come over to my house, so. I mean, we can. I don't see why not. As long as she agrees to it, because we have to work around her, so. So, besides, Evil Scotty on, Saturday, any other plans for the weekend? Welcome back, Sunfire. No idea if we're co-streaming tomorrow. There's some kind of weird machine on the left side. Some of the lights are on. No, go. Split. Still no. Bridges. What does that mean? For Crow's body. Check, but I have no idea. Okay. Still no idea how to open it. Alright. I mean, the only... Nice. You know where you guys are going? Yeah, just blow them up. Mike's okay. Gotcha, gotcha. This is the third floor. This should be the second floor. Yeah. The only other thing to investigate would be the dorm rooms, which was previously locked behind a gate here on the second floor. This is the staircase down. That's the pool. That's up. That's just a door. Was it on the second floor? I believe it was. Was it? They have a pool. Gotcha. No, not presents. Headmaster's room, biolab. 4th floor. Why the hell am I checking here? The dorms ain't even... I'm just... Sounds like it will be fun. Yeah, because there was this is now open. Gate's open. You can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. Oh! This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some ancient ruins. Or, no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Yeah, it's definitely, holy shit. Holy fucking hell, damn. Bathrooms. A fucking giraffe in a locker, alright. Not as nice as it was described. Gotcha. This is a nice looking bathroom. It's like the only thing that's fucking intact, but you know. Nice bathroom nonetheless. Well, that's unfortunate. Big old door here. I'll go in here first. 1-star review. God damn, these rooms are nice. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult
Correct.
atmosphere. It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko.
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So, I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. It's a fucking hidden door, dumbass. Some kind of hidden design mistake or construction defect or something? Kyoko, where the hell did you
So-
come from? Yeah. There's a gap here, but not just any gap, normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out.
Indeed.
Breeze. There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? What's that mean? You mean, like, a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
Very easy trick. Yes, so easy. I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However,
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. The abyss, yeah. All we know is that it's partly made up of letters and or numbers. We really can't go from there. You're right. That's not nearly enough to go on.
it's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this... Interesting. I guess we'll talk with Kyoko real quick. I think I might know how to open
Correct.
the door, which is the regret I mentioned. Interact with the chair real quick. A leather chair. I can imagine a student using something like this. It must have been the headmaster's. Probably. The desk is home to a computer. Must have belonged to the headmaster. Mono money. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster. You don't say, dipshit.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some kind of info on the ultimate despair?
However,
Not much though. Nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is reasonable for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands
Correct.
on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair. That's kind of ominous. Jeesh. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Watch, like the fucking headmaster's dead body is in there. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
what?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just trying to think of what the password might be. A body, yeah, a body has been discovered. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password. Knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. Want to try it? Try it. Whatever you want. Oh, okay. Computer. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. But if that's not it, That might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then I turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. Typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Beep! What? That did it! Kyoko! It worked!
why?
Kyoko? By looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Present? Hey, Kyoko. I may as well not even been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. Why should be like the fucking headmaster's head or some shit? That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm kind of getting a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Careful, Makoto. Why? Do you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising? Probably. Repeats last message, yeah. Huh?
It would seem...
If it's what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so, then what's in
Anyway.
there? Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that will make me want to scream? Probably like the fucking headmaster's head. Okay, just gonna open it. I should be like a birthday cake now. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. Took a deep breath, and then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside, and... It's a head. Kyoko advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Oh, bones, remains. Yeah, that works too. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there are bones in there.
Wrong.
Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? Makoto, you see dead bodies and people so often, you should have gotten kind of numb to this. Oh my lord, yeah. This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Well, hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. According to these files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's very polar. Okay. We already, killing game. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko expanded her analysis, she was completely calm. Or, no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought. so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point, she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see your father, so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I didn't knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present had been added. I wouldn't really call it a present, alright. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of? Hey, Kyoko.
Why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past. And yet... to now find something like this. So, what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That is the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again? And this time, he was stole the only opportunity I had to move on? Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster. Drawers. The filing cabinet seemed to be kind of place you'd have to find a clue. I should take a closer look. But I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey.
It's fine. Check whatever you want. Are you sure? Oh, okay then. Yes, Kyoko, there'd be worse fathers, yeah. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind.
Now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. Maybe, yeah. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. And the last thing to check in here. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clues, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without their permission.
hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like.
because...
You sure? Never mind anything in investigation. I don't... Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. Assuming that's what that is. I think you're probably right. Might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko. Kyoko, get out of his head, yeah. I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Headmaster's ebook.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? Sure. Favor? What is it? I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. I know it's only inconvenience you that much more,
Hey.
but... Did you leave?
Correct.
Huh? Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry. I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a
I
second.
need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. how you'd only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. A game theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. The picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. Alright, I'm sorry. She asked you to leave, so leave, yeah. You should just leave. Don't like pry. Just leave. Once I've got myself under control, I will return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay? I understand. Then, I'll see you later. Bye, bish. Is she really okay? Kyoko must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt that the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... We've seen this scene so many fucking times already. Alright. 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Murkrow to the mix, and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Yep. Yep. Death. More death. Yep. Seems right. Even Murkrow. More death. Even she's undeniably dead. They had to kill him some time ago for him to be completely decomposed. Maybe not. I mean, like, if you put a body in a vat of acid, it would actually, like, the flesh and whatnot would actually go away quite quickly. So the ones still left alive are... me. God damn, all this fucking flashing. Ayaka. Hiro. Toko. You know. Here's the vat of acid mate. And Kyoko. I mean, you expect the vat of acid to be in the same exact room? If you're thinking of that, you're the dumb one here. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Watch the mastermind be like, fucking hero. Wouldn't that be a plot twist and a half? Whoa. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. Class before ours must have used these lockers. If it's 0, I'm leaving. It looks like this locker is already broken. There is a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way to get it open. Wonder if I can open this locker. Nope. There's a card reader installed on the door. Must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card reader for the locker rooms on the 2nd floor of the school. You have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I got my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... Zzz, no luck. Maybe only the locker owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Wait, but... What about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Took the emergency handbook and ran it across the card reader and... Beep. Alright, just what I was hoping for. Inside. See anything that might be a clue. Wrong locker. Emergency. Locker open. Got inside. Nope, nothing. I need nothing. That could be a clue. Yep. Oh. Thing is practically empty. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the other's privacy, but I'd better take a look. Looks like a girl's handwriting. All the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have really been really meticulous. Huh? Slipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there. Words I'd heard before. What? There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in their communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happened to be the headmaster, and my father. He is willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster. Their hope can overcome despair. The future of our country, our world, is not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. Kyoko is the mastermind? It's possible, but I don't see her actually being the mastermind. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you... I'm really thinking it's Hiro, you know. Obviously, Hiro is the mastermind. Because he's playing an idiot, so it makes sense. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. Could it be anyone else? But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? What she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. Well, so, she ain't the smartest. She says she hasn't seen her dad since she left when she was little. Decided to talk to the ones who came out with it. Yeah, just happens. Yeah. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question marks spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, and scrawled. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Locker pocketbook. Assuming that's all that's in that locker. Check the rest of them. Locker open. Nothing. I'm assuming that's probably the only locker with stuff in it. Yeah. Might as well... Can't even imagine. Okay, I'm assuming that's all... Oh, no, more use of this room. I actually have to go around and fucking investigate everything, actually. On the end here... Locker's gonna open. Hey, I'll take the monocoin, I guess. Free money. I did that one. That set. Oh, I didn't do the ones over here. The one over here. Yep. Beep. Opened. Oh. Locker's totally disorganized. Whoever belonged to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. See, this looks like it could be Hiro's locker, if I'm gonna be honest. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. What if it was? Is that a deck of playing cards? No, they're tarot cards. Yeah, it's Hiro, obviously. But wait, are these used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? Probably not. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. Dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. Picked up one of the notebooks I saw. The moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Kyoko and Hiro working together? Impossible. Yashihiro Kagakuro. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yashihiro Hagakure. This is our Yashihiro. The notebook also contained a large number of notes from a variety of different classes. What does it mean? You attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. As we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. Clairvoyance. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook. It's the ultimate clairvoyance. Just these lockers, I mean they had, I skipped over something. The more I see, the less sense it makes, because these lockers, I mean they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Are these things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems to belong to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. Clones, yeah, obviously. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I wanted to find that out, I'd have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. I feel like it's too late to add in clones. Oh, okay. Ding dong, bing bong.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation
Yes.
coming along nicely?
It
Well
is.
then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
But now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious. There's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, you said to go to the gym, right? Oh, I just have no choice, alright? Fair enough. Oh, hey, Hiro! Ah! Makoto! Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. Ready to talk to him. What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait! Take the hit, Makoto, stop overthinking. Yeah. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It's like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding something this whole time? Maybe, maybe not. Guess we'll have to consult Monokuma. Or someone dead. No one's dead yet. But it is Monokuma cutscene though. Another Monokuma cutscene.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome. Hello, are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. Envelope. Yes, the envelope. Kodo! This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. Oh, what? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better. I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. It's everyone. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. but it doesn't appear he is in the photo though. Wait, but there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right. When Bayaka and I were in the headmaster's room, we looked at that file. Murkrow Ikusaba? Then this girl is. But why? Why is Murkrow here with everyone else? Even more than that. Just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. And we're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not there. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture has all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka. The first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in this picture. But what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. Even though everyone was like me and didn't know each other until they got here. But if this picture is real, then could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone else here except me is... How long are you going to keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're getting kind of in the way standing there, you know? So I mean, get out! But told you, I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Group photo. So, in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusing. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? Your group got to tell you something, yeah. It looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which I mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. I need to go and fetch more water, so I will be right back. Enjoy this banger of a song, apparently. I'm back. Alright, so I'm gonna go ask everyone about the photo. Oh, but why do I have to hunt everyone down now? Ugh. Alright. Oh, Bayako. Listen, do you think we could talk? Well, I'm not gonna finish the entire thing tonight. I'm probably gonna finish investigation and do like the fucking clash trial later. Bayako?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Bayako, wait! Of course, he didn't. He just walked away. What the? Why was he acting like that? Like, he was purposely trying to avoid me. Yep, leave the archive. Wrong button. Now everyone is pitted against each other. Be more bitchy than normal, yeah. Hey, Hero! Makoto! What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No. Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Hero, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I found. It was like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? Probably because fucking was seeing something in the envelope that probably didn't want to see. Obviously it was just like a photo of Makoto's just fucking schlong. Now they're all afraid of him. I decided to visit the biolab one more time. The first thing I saw when I got there was her, passed out, again. Huh? Toko. She's dead. Toko, are you okay? No. She's not dead, is she? No. What? So cold. It's super cold. So cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep. Ha! I must have fainted again. But you were standing there, staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Have you reached that certain age?
Then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What do you think? What did you do to Miss Rose? That's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo, bazinga! We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are still very much separate.
SOB!
And don't you say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing so far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember.
Yes!
So it's like double the memory. No, it's more like half. Just like Jack's memory.
Huh?
But all I want to know right now is where's my little darling? Tell me now, or I slit your throat. No. I'm not sure Bayako's. I'm sure Bayako's somewhere doing his own investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so.
Oh, I'm on fire.
I knew. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he is right now. Okay, bye. Toko shot off. Her eerie laugh echoing behind her. Ah, I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Oh, there's no point about asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. I don't know, maybe the body? Fridge! It's open! But I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if it makes you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen,
Oh, listen, about this room. Oh yeah,
it would seem
it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. Coco must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there. Well, there you have it. You knew she fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got here, the real reason became
It
clear.
would seem
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why has everything gotta be so difficult with her?
anyway.
Anyway, we should close it up. Don't leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good
Makoto.
idea. Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly, she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen,
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mirko's body is in there. Mirko's corpse? Mirko's body is inside the
I
fridge?
see.
It was like every other time. The Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the Clash trial. The Mastermind did it because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the Clash trial over again, I guess.
So,
Maybe right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
Due to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time. We're going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then,
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there. That's it? I can do that. I should ask Kyoko about the group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I wanted to ask you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You know, the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
because
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. Solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. Wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the Mastermind forgo that picture as a trap to confuse us? It's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. So, am I just supposed to wait now, or? Fridge meant for storing dead bodies. Can't do it. I can't look inside. Already looked through this instruction manual. More importantly, you got the fucking body there? Yeah. Mask. Oh no.
whew, because
Yeah, that's all the same. Do I just... Oh. Ah, it's the same as the one I found in the garden tool shed. Never remember that tarp. The stamp on it that said Biolab. That's the tarp that was used to help camouflage the murder in the garden. Oh, whoops. Pressed the wrong button. At some point, things got it from the Biolab and just took it over there. Tarp. Left side.
it would
Those
seem
ones aren't. Seen the blue lights come on when the slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number lights, including macros. There's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? Biolab lights.
whew,
Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Sheesh, that was fast.
indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make a report brief. So, did you find
Indeed.
anything? I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood. It seems highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means that neither of those were the fatal injury, right? And what was the fatal injury? Due to an explosion, victim's identity. Victim been stabbed a single time, which went completely through. Also been struck in the head. Body was covered up with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds. The file said they were old.
Is that right?
Does it say they're old?
Because
All the Muonakuma file says that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However,
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, it makes it sound like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder. You're saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wound were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
so then,
But what if Murkrow herself wasn't killed within the last few days? But
at the very least,
certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
right.
The detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's infection. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words,
Envision those possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test whether they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. It could also be an old corpse. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Kyoko's account.
hey,
So there's anything else you would like to know about the condition of the body? Now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Murkrow's profile, it listed her height and weight.
so
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 31, 22, 52. Did I get all that right? Remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then,
indeed,
don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
indeed.
Our victim in this case is, without a doubt, Murkrow Ikusaba. Profile, yep.
And
That's all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
so then,
So it looks like we have no further business with Murkrow's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh, wait, are you not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad. Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still.
Whew.
You really are naive, you know that, right? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. For someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then,
Think we're done? All we can do here. Back to our separate investigation, yes? Ah! Hold on! So, one more thing to ask. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. Need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. Makoto, you need to stop! Yeah, but don't do it now. I was expecting her just to be gone already. Hey, Kyoko. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to
What?
ask. Go ahead then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got
What?
here? What?
so
What do you mean? Well, you know, all these... you know all those lockers on the second floor
Indeed.
of the dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? Found a pocketbook. after looking through it. I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why did I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense. But there's something written inside. It's about the headmaster. Oh, about the headmaster. About your father.
if that's true...
Would that mean the video is real too? Video.
Makoto.
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although, I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers, right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me just give you the headmaster's handbook, that way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problems opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it is my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it all makes sense. DVD. It says class number 78. Urgent interviews.
So...
Find it in that hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess that means there's some important clues on this DVD. Oh, and now it's my turn. You have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words...
So, as it turns out, the arrangement I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. Talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answer to the question I want to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
There's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So, that's it for my rambling. There's so much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
I'll keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. It's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. Better get going myself. Got the DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room. Check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth. No matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose! This guy. Teleport to there. And cut, yeah. Nope, not the archive. No, but it should be... It's on the first floor. There it is. Haven't been in here for a while. This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then, I'd better take a look. took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then, all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long. There she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
Sounded like he was trying to make a joke. The Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who'd agree to spend the rest of your life in this school? I accept.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
And if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There's a lot I hadn't understood up until now. But this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so badly. She tried to frame me for murder. So why wouldn't she say yes to living here for the rest? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished back played on screen. Heading to bed. Good night. Alright, Xbox, have a good one. Back on screen, my eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, the Sonex pushed me right over the edge. It's me. Huh? I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably.
So,
me.
Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him
Now,
like this.
shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said
I'm
yes.
sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you.
Interesting.
As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Is that the end of the video? Once again, the video cuts out. From there, the video repeats the same scene again and again with the others. Bayaka. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in the school forever. And then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father, and when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. she accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It was just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. Well, what the heck just happened? Oh,
Say
fucking
what?
Monokuma. Oopsie! Looked like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just
Too
now?
bad.
Now then, when doesn't matter? Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Bastard. Figure my ass, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He asked them the question, and they all say yes. Couldn't help myself. I could let out a huge, exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
Oh god, excuse me. I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget
Hey.
all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... Interview DVD. Ding dong, bing bong.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black.
Do I want to do the...
There is no storm that
wanna
won't
do the-
eventually end.
I wanna
Of
do the
course,
Clash
then that
Royale tonight?
leads to
Not
drought.
really. I'm fucking tired.
But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning.
I'll probably leave it off on
Which
the
is
Clash
why
Royale.
I'm sure we'll get to meet again. Because the end is only the beginning.
Yeah, we've been going for roughly 3 hours here, so...
Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again.
Yep. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. Others. I'll get to the elevator room here. I guess I'm the first one this
Makoto.
time. Early Makoto.
Listen,
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. Or is everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
however,
Don't worry. I'm sure they'll be here soon. So tomorrow will be the finale, yes. Just like she said. Ayaka? Ayaka! Ayaka? There's the other two. They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appeared. I'm
Ah,
on fire.
Strong, okay.
Yes!
Yep. Now listen, everyone. Everything will just be fine if you leave it to me.
My beautiful
My
scissors!
sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. That's what Master wants. It can be boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. So can you kill a toaster? Hypothetically speaking, could you stab a toaster? Oh. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Oh, I feel that, Kyoko. I feel that. Oh, that's fun. Leave out the toaster. Woohoo! Is everyone here? Ooh, and we're wearing our gloomy Guz faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well then, let's begin.
Chills,
This final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair. Climaxium sorrow.
That's fine.
Right? This is the final class trial. This time, it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. Not with the bear puns. Leave the bear puns out of this. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game fair, super fair and square.
Today, I'm
And I'll make sure
feeling
everyone
white.
watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of you tedious drivel. Let's begin the trial already. Sure. Let's begin the trial already. We're waiting for you down the
You
road.
guys.
So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Malakuma disappeared.
In the
Whatever.
name of my family.
This will be over in no time. Inexplicable confidence, Baiko was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Bye, Bish. Bye, Bish. Bye, Bish. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
However,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however,
Well, then you can tell us all about it soon. Class trial. Alright?
so
I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Of course. Glad to hear you say that. Then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. And that is, in fact, actually, I think there's a point where I can save before the class trial. So, I started making my way toward the opening. Stepping step after step toward the gaping maw. I resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Neom. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper and deeper, and yep. And deeper it fell. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound, too, disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to the end. Slowly opened my eyes. There it is. This is the final trial site. What do you think? Isn't it just the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage. The always exciting final boss battle. Woohoo! I'm gonna sit on this one. I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat.
Chills!
Well then, let's begin! Let's save, yes. Yes. No, there's not. I gotta open him. Here we go. Save. Save again just in case, and then return to title. Yes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Really lore-packed stream tonight. Almost finished with the game. Only one whole class trial left. I have no idea how long it's gonna take. But until next time, everyone. Which should be tomorrow night. But until next time, farewell, everyone. Goodbye.